Kevin's here for moral support.
Aren't you, Kev?
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany. If you don't know me, I wanted to start by sharing with you quite a sensitive topic, but it's my weight loss journey. So for the last couple of years, I have struggled with my weight. I have put on probably close to 30 kilos in the last couple of years, and I didn't think I would be this, not emotional, but like I'm feeling quite anxious talking about this. Like I know it's for a good thing, and I want to share with you guys who may be in a similar position, or you know, whatever. I wanted to share with you guys because I think it's really important. So my weight loss journey started at the start of this year. Before that, I'll just give you a bit of background into my life and what I was doing at the time of my weight gain. A little brief overview. So I've always been sort of it's hard to describe. I've always been curvy. I've never been a stick thin girl. I have really big hips and I have big thighs and a big bum, and I've always been bigger. Even through high school, I've had like body image problems. I thought I was overweight, and I used to eat. I'd be hungry all the time. I'd be that kid that had like a massive lunchbox. Mum would pack me like, she'd pack me like 2 sandwiches, like 5 bits of fruit, like muesli bars, everything, and I'd eat it all at recess, and I'd get to lunch and I'd be starving. Like I had a massive appetite. Looking back at what I looked like when I was in high school, I wouldn't, now that in the headspace that I'm in, I wouldn't say I was fat, but back then, you know, as a teenager, having all this, you know, body image and all this stuff around you, it does make you second guess yourself, and it gives you doubts. So we'll take it to end of 2016. I was in a pretty good shape. I would have been 18, and I was working out, going to the gym. I was pretty skinny, and by that I mean like I was a size 12 shirt and a size 12 shirt and size 14. And I know for a lot of people that isn't skinny. Like, you know, you think of skinny, you think of a size 6 or a size 4 or a size 8, but for me that's skinny because I am quite big down the bottom. Anyway, so sorry, I've just got some pointers here that I can to keep me on track, because otherwise I'll just ramble. So yeah, that was the end of 2016. I also it was a bit of a big sort of time for me. So I met my boyfriend then, and we actually ended up moving in together, literally probably like started dating. So it would have been about, yeah, the start of 2017 that I moved in with him and his family. And yeah, so it was a big transition for me. Pretty much I went from, you know, my mum has always brought me up really healthy. She eats a really clean diet. So I went from mum cooking me all these amazing home cooked, healthy, natural meals, good foods, to me having to fend for myself, me having to organize my own meals, and it was a lot. It felt like a lot for me at the time. Also at that time, I had recently been promoted to a management position at McDonald's as a shift supervisor, and yeah, so there was a lot going on, to cut it short. So I moved out of home. I had a new job which was quite stressful, and yeah, basically rolled around, and I actually went on a trip to New Zealand with 2 of my friends. And I remember taking a few photos there, and I remember looking back at the photos and being like, oh, like I've put on a little bit of weight. And anyway, yeah, I was like, okay, yep, I put on a bit of weight, that's all right. I'll try to insert a photo up here of what I looked like then. Now that I look back on that then, I wasn't even that bad compared to what I got to. So yeah, so I remember thinking about that, and then I did like in New Zealand, I did like a canyon swing, which I did it in a pair with another girl, and we had to be weighed because there was a weight limit. And I remember getting on the scales, and back then I didn't really weigh myself really at all, so I didn't really know how much I weighed. I remember getting on the scales, and I remember it being somewhere in the 90s, and I was kind of like, shit. And it kind of made me feel a bit crap. I wasn't expecting to see that number, and I was a bit, yeah, surprised. Anyway, fast forward a couple of months, on my shifts I wouldn't have time to eat a full meal, so I'd quickly grab like some fries or a cheeseburger, and I'd eat that in the office, and that would be my meals. So yeah, now that I look at it, I was probably eating Macca's at least 5 times a week, which is absolutely terrible. So obviously after a while of eating Macca's every day, you would think you would put on weight. And yeah, I did. I put on quite a bit of weight over time. I didn't really notice it. Like, I wasn't really aware of how much weight I was putting on. There was a few moments where, you know, I had to, you know, ask for new uniform because my shirts were getting too small and whatever. But yeah, on top of eating Macca's, I was also going home starving because I hadn't eaten from my shift, and because I wasn't organized and I didn't have someone to cook me my meals, I would make an excuse and I would go down and get a kebab or whatever. Anyway, so I created some pretty bad habits for myself. Yeah, 2017 I probably put on about 20 or more kilos. So yeah, but it wasn't actually until my 21st birthday last year in November where I truly realized how much weight I had put on. So because I was exhausted, I was worn out, I was a bit depressed, I wasn't happy, I wasn't my usual self. Food had taken over my life, I was eating crap, I felt like crap. I didn't want to take photos of myself, I didn't want to look at myself. So it wasn't until my 21st birthday when I had a professional photographer take photos at my party, and when I got the photos back and looking through them, it kind of it shook me a little bit. I was like, oh wow, like I am quite big, like I've put on a lot of weight. And I don't want to get emotional, but I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, no, it was a moment of truth for me. It was really honestly a moment of truth, and I kind of stepped back and I was like, okay, I've let myself get to this point. I need to do something about this now because I don't like the way I look or how I feel. So yeah, started January, like everyone does. I made a New Year's resolution and I was like, okay, I'm gonna lose weight this year. I'm gonna do it. And my boyfriend's about 15 kilos doing a ketogenic diet, and when he first told me about it, I was like, oh no. I was like, no, that's not going to be for me. I love bread. I was like, I can't not eat bread. I was like, nah, like it won't work for me. So he lost a heap of weight and I was still the way I was. Anyway, a month passed and it was the end of Jan, and I was like, okay, I want to give this a shot. So I did it for a month at the end of January. I cheated about 4 times. I still lost like probably 6 or 7 kilos in that first month, even though I did have a few cheat days, which is incredible. But again, I was still making excuses. My excuse was, I'm about to go back to uni and, you know, there's nothing at uni, at the canteen or whatever, at the cafe that I can have, so I won't be able to make it work. That was my excuse. I think anything is as an excuse. Anyway, so a few months passed, and then also one of my housemates, she started the keto diet and she lost a crap ton of weight. and then I sort of sat back and I was like, okay, maybe I should give this another shot. So on the 7th of May 2018, this year, I started my ketogenic lifestyle. Now we're in, what are we in? We're in September? I don't even know what day it is. We're in September 2018, and I have been following this diet now for over 4 months, and I have lost over 20 kilos, which is fucking incredible. Keto has been seriously the best thing I have ever done, and it's not only transformed my body, it's transformed my life, my mindset, and my moods, and just... So I'll just go into a brief description about how I started keto and what I did at the start. But thinking about doing keto, seriously do it. Just do it. So I started off, at the start I started off just doing a bit of research. I feel like because it's such a restrictive and different sort of diet, which has a lot of confusing concepts for some people, like ketones and ketosis. Like, a lot of people aren't aware of what it is. You do need to do some research before you start to understand the process. So yeah, I watch quite a few YouTube videos, mainly Dr. Eric Berg, which I'll list in the description. He's amazing for weight loss, and just he does little short videos that are like 2 to 3 minutes long to just answer all your questions about keto. I'm pretty sure he has like 500 videos on keto, just like a playlist, so definitely go check that out. I did that, and I just googled like what you can eat, I Pinterested it or whatever, and I just started. And at the start I sort of tracked my food a little bit in MyFitnessPal, but other than that I just ate the foods that I knew were keto approved. So I was having, you know, bacon, eggs, avocado for breakfast. For dinner I just have meat and leafy or green veg, and then for lunch I was having like taco bowls, like obviously without the shell. I was just having mince, cheese, lettuce and tomato and sour cream and stuff like that. I was just keeping it really simple, and then over time I started getting a bit more creative with it. It was the best thing I've done. I love it. Like I said in the start of the video, I am a big eater. I was always hungry. Ask my boyfriend, ask anyone. If you talked to me before I had food, I would literally bite your head off. Like, I was disgusting. So I needed a diet that would fulfill me and not leave me hungry. Like all these other diets, you know, chicken and broccoli, you've got to have chicken, broccoli and rice, or chicken and salad, and you know, that doesn't work for me because I eat a small meal and I'm starving. Sorry, I just assume people know what keto is. So basically, I'll just do a brief description of what keto is. A ketogenic diet is a high fat and low carb diet. By the way, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a health professional, I don't have any qualifications to be talking about this, but it's just from my experience and what I've done. So basically, once you eliminate carbs and sugar, because sugar is a form of carbohydrate, sugar, eliminate both of those, and then you increase your fat, and then your body has to burn what's called ketones for fuel. So generally our bodies run off glucose, which is carbs and sugar, and once you eliminate that, your body switches to ketones, and it's in a form which is known as ketosis. You're transitioning your fuel source from glucose to ketones, from sugar and carbs to fat, and you're able to lose weight more quickly that way, because your body then starts using its own fat for fuel. I was eating just high fat foods with low sugar, and I eliminated all carbs. So I cut out bread, rice, pasta, any sugary drinks, and I was just eating low carb vegetables. So all your green veg, capsicum, mushrooms, eggplant, cabbage, whatever. There's actually heaps of vegetables that you can have. At the start I kind of thought it was restricting, but now that I've done it for so long, I I don't see it as a restrictive diet. It just becomes natural for you, and you're eating, the best part about it is you're eating whole food. I rarely eat stuff out of the package. I literally just eat some fruit, berries, some vegetables and meat and cheese, like natural foods. I love it. Like, I'm never hungry. Now I can go literally like 6-7 hours in the day without eating and I'm not hungry. I'm not starving. I used to have pains in my stomach. It was horrific. I honestly don't think there's a better way for me to eat, because I feel so good. And the other benefits that I sort of touched on before about keto is your mind's more clearer, you have better brain function, you have more focused, you don't get that slouch in the middle of the day, like at 4 o'clock, when you hit that like drop and you feel like you need sugar. Like, people get that sweet craving in the middle of the day because they feel like they need that boost. You don't get that. I'm constant throughout the day now. My hormones are regulated. I'm less moody. I'm just better. I'm just happier. And my life isn't focused around food. I formed this complete negative relationship with food, and I was just eating for pleasure, and it's just not a good way to look at it. You've just got to change your outlook and look at the holistic, the big picture. So yeah, I started at the start of the year. When I first started, I was probably about 106 or 107 kilos. Now I currently weigh 86 kilos, so I've lost a total of 21 kilos just this year. And if you want to break that down into months, so May, when I started, I lost 4.6 kilos, June I lost 5.4, July 3.5, and August 4.4. So average, I'm losing just over a kilo a week, which is amazing. So I'd just like to touch on something. I did not exercise on this diet. I did not go to the gym once in the first couple of months that I started. So in the first 8 weeks, I did not go to the gym. I've lost all this weight purely from diet and purely from this way of eating, which is, again, incredible. It is living proof, and I am living proof that you do not have to exercise or go to the gym to lose weight. For me, that was the easiest thing, because I study full time and I work 30 hours a week. I don't have time. A lot of the time I don't have time to make it to the gym or to even get up early and go for a walk. So that's why for me, I started off with one thing, which was diet, and now it's like 4 months in and I'm starting to incorporate some weight training and some high intensity workouts, because I feel good. And at the start of your journey, you don't want to work out because you feel overweight. You feel like people are staring at you. Trust me, I've been there. I know what it's like. Just focus on one step at a time, You can't just cut out everything. It's just not going to work. It's too much pressure on yourself. Start with diet and then work on the other things. And you'll get there. Trust me, you have to want it and you have to put in the work, and you will get there. It's not as hard as they make out to be. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, this story time. Sorry, I think I've been sitting here for around 20 minutes talking, so I don't know how long this video is going to be, but thank you for watching. If you want to, or if you have any questions or want to see any other videos about weight loss or whatever, please leave a comment down in the comments box, and I will make a video and answer all your questions. And please like or subscribe if you want to see more videos about weight loss and keto and healthy recipes and just life. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.